Hey, how's it going, everybody? So, this video is probably the retelling of this story is probably about 3 weeks ago. So, this is from my manager's point of view because I was not there, but the evidence of what happened was still there. So basically, 3 weeks ago, I think it was a Monday at like 2 in the afternoon, because he worked from like 1:15 to 9, and so he's sitting there. That's what he told me. He was sitting there at the cash register, and some lady came in. She was looking kind of ragged, looked like she was on something. Usually, most people who come into my convenience store are either on drugs, have done drugs, or are coming down from drugs. Or on the opposite spectrum, they're either old, young, or like in their middle age. But most people who do come in my store are on drugs, or vice versa. So the story here is that she came in and she didn't say anything because most people don't. So she came in, she grabbed a cart, she walked around the store. She spent an average of 45 minutes to an hour in the store. And so I got there. The next day was when I came in. So I didn't hear about this till the next day. So he said that he came in, he was at the cash register, she came in, she grabbed a cart and started just shopping around. And so he told me that he went to get the temp check to do the coolers, check temperatures, and do FedEx, which is normal cashier stuff to do before we close. And I guess at around 6:37, she was still there. Now that's kind of a long time to be in the store for a normal person, because this store is pretty small. There's not much to go off of. It's a pretty small store. So what ended up happening was that she went to the very back where the first aid was and was getting bandages and stuff like that. And he didn't tell me what kind of drugs she was probably on, but I'm gonna guess either meth or cocaine, one of those two. So the big thing here is that she was rubbing her nose, like she was talking to herself and everything. She was probably around her 50s, late 60s, and her hair was all ragged. She had really skinny legs. You could tell she'd been doing drugs for a long time. And so as the night progresses, she continuously walks around the store, is talking to different employees, trying to, get deals for everything, which is not, that's normal stuff. Until around 6:30 to 7, where she went to the first back of the store where first aid is. She was getting bandages, ibuprofen, painkiller stuff that if you have rashes or cuts that you would buy. So she's getting those things, and no one is in the back of the store except for the pharmacist, and I don't even know what he was doing. Probably helping someone with their COVID testing, because that's what we're doing right now is COVID testing. So he's probably doing that. And she's in the back. Nobody else is back there. No one else is in the store at this time, because nobody is usually at the store around 6:30 to 7. So he's up there helping someone with their cashiering, checking someone out, and he starts to hear a leaking sound. Say water hitting the floor or someone spilling something. So he logs off his register, walks around the store. We're not allowed to, if you're a cashier, you're not allowed to walk to the back of the store in case someone comes in so you can greet them. So he walks, to his side of the store that he can actually, watch. So he's walking around, facing, looking around to make sure nothing's spilled on the floor. And as he's doing so, he walks to the middle of the aisle, he's still in the front of the store, walks to the middle, because you can see down the middle of the aisle if you walk to a certain point in the store, which is right between the front door and the office door. Right in a good little area in the middle is where you can see directly to the back. And so as he looks to the back, he says, and I quote, "I watched her piss herself on the floor, completely empty her bladder." And I sat there and listened to him just recount this story, and I was in complete disbelief, because number one, what the hell? If you are so on drugs that you can't tell when you're taking a piss or going to the bathroom in a store, then you probably shouldn't be going into stores. But as he said this, he did have to call the cops, because she is going to the bathroom in the middle of an open area. And so that progresses. She walks around a couple more times. He didn't want to say anything because we can't. We're not allowed to. So she leaves, And she puts her car there. I think he said she stole a toothbrush, of all things, a toothbrush. And she left, and he had to go do inventory because the toothbrush was stolen. And then he comes back, and I guess he didn't see the puddle on the ground or something, but he said he smelled a horrible decaying smell, like something was either falling apart or decaying. And so he doesn't say anything about it. Doesn't go. He looks for it. Doesn't see it. After, like, he just said that he saw her, like, look like she was relieving herself, which is very disgusting. So the night goes on. We close. The next day I come in and I go, hey, what's that yellow stain on the floor near the first aid kit, or the first aid area? And he goes, oh shit. And I go, what? He goes, dude, I forgot to tell you. This lady came in last night, and she relieved herself on the ground in front of the first aid area. I go, I'm sorry, what? And he goes, she was wearing a denim skirt, and she pissed herself in front of customers. He goes, I'm not even sure there are customers in the store, but if there were, she pissed in front of them. And I have to go back there and clean it since you can see it. And so I went back there with him, and I helped him clean this dried pee off the ground. And it was a huge puddle, a huge dried puddle of piss. And she came back in while I was there, she came back in, and she had a cut in her lip, and she was just sitting there picking at it. And throughout this entire thing, I'm like, what the hell is this girl on? And she then comes up to me and goes, do you know if you guys sell fentanyl? Fentanyl. Why? Like, in the middle of a customer service area or convenience store, why would you ask a cashier right straight out and go, do you have fentanyl? Like, she low-key just came up to me and was like, do you have fentanyl? And I said no, because I don't know if we sell it, and I'm not going to help her get it. So that was that. That was 2 days in a row where this girl came in and was just the grossest human being ever. So, all jokes aside, lesson for today is don't do drugs, don't go into convenience stores and piss on the ground, and just be nice to your cashier, because they take a lot of shit. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. If not, sorry. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great night. Peace.